Back to adventuring. We had the railroad. Meet Deacon at the Old North. Drinking from water source is always a tactical choice. It's not, that's the problem. All of these so-called choices in these games, especially when it relates to the health, it's not really a choice. It favors too much just easy heal. You don't really at any point have to consider it. That's the problem. You always go to health. Getting rid of, I mean, maybe at the very early start of the game, where you don't have a lot of items, but that won't last long. After that, it's a no-brainer. That's sort of the problem. I like the changes in radiation mechanics. I think that's much improved, but everything related to healing is really a no-brainer. And I would have to go out of my way to use Stimpaks to have any chance of using up the huge amount of Stimpaks I already have, let alone the extras. The extras I could find or make. So it just, the choice, the tactical choice just isn't there. The reason I don't want to bitch about that too much is my choice of gameplay style is very much so that will avoid most damage taking
People have been
opportunities.
down here recently.
Yeah, I was here recently. So if you would play, let's say, a melee character, maybe the balance would be a little bit better, especially on harder difficulty levels. So it's hard to say. The problem is, if you balance your game on the
Tries to
harder
give a
difficulty
mutant
levels,
nightmares.
yeah, it's too easy on everything else. I feel they would have to be
Barely see a thing.
something else to balance. But I don't know. I haven't tried the harder difficulties. It's everything lasts too long before they go down. That's the problem. It's just tedious. Always tedious. It was tedious in Skyrim too. At least here we're not quite so overpowered. And I don't see how we could possibly get so overpowered. Maybe we can, but we can't get tough ourselves here. I guess that's the thing. No matter what we try, the defenses just won't go that up. And there's a limit to the damage, how far it'll go, because there's a set of choices. We can't create new ones. We can't buff ourselves, because there's no skills to buff.
And the new girl patched me up, put me on her shoulder, and blasted her way through the rest of the complex. Synths everywhere.
Carrying you the whole time?
Amazing, right?
That's one word for it. Deacon told me you single-handedly secured Carrington's prototype, disabled a minefield, and wiped out 100 Gen 1s. So is any of that true?
Um, I'll tell the truth.
Mostly true. But there wasn't 100 of them. And Deacon was with me the whole way.
Embellishing the truth again, are we?
She would have fallen for it, you know?
Don't flatter yourself. Still, I was expecting Deacon to grab a full team, including Glory, to secure that prototype. But instead, just the two of you cleared out the entire switchboard.
You'd be insane not to sign her up, Des.
You've certainly made an impression on Deacon. He's never spoken about, or lied about, anyone so highly before. Welcome to the Railroad, Agent.
Glad to be aboard.
It seems we're very lucky to have you. So you're in. Now we need to know what to call you. Secrecy keeps us alive. Code names are a part of that. So what's yours?
Fixer Professor.
Have any suggestions?
No. It doesn't work like that. Your life, your name, your choice.
Charmer. Bullseye. Whisper.
Call me Charmer.
Charmer. Fitting. Your first official order is to deliver Dr. Carrington his prototype and see if he can use another pair of hands. But first, it's time to meet the rest of the gang. The location of our HQ is one of our most tightly
Up
guarded
top, you
cities,
gotta be careful.
So be careful.
Never know when you're being watched.
You never can tell when you're being watched.
Railroad HQ.
This is it. It may lack the amenities of the switchboard, but it's safe, and we've taken precautions not to be surprised again. Things are chaotic right now, so there's plenty for you to do. Listen up, everyone. This is Charmer. She did the switchboard op with Deacon. She's a full agent, effective immediately. I'm counting on each of you to show her the ropes. Feel free to welcome her aboard. That is all. It's not an easy road you've chosen, but you're never alone in this.
Desdemona.
Working with compartmentalized information is a difficult transition for new agents.
Ah, it's our newest agent.
Desdemona told me to give you this.
An extraordinary feat to recover this, but that's hardly the point. Without a lick of training, and us knowing hardly anything about you, Des has invited you to join HQ. It would have been nice if she had consulted with her second-in-command, but what's done is done. Since you're here now, we might as well put you to work.
Tell me what you need, Doc.
One of our field agents, Old Man Stockton, needs help with the runaway synth, H222. So headquarters, as always, puts out the fires that others can't be bothered to put out themselves. The paranoid old bat won't even tell us the problem. He insists that we get our intel from a dead drop.
He may have a good reason to be paranoid.
Perhaps he does. And maybe he did the other dozen times he's made our agents jump through these unnecessary hoops. The dead drop is a mailbox with a rail sign on it. It's a common means of communication for us, so keep an eye out for them. When you make contact with Stockton, he won't give you the time of day unless you give him the proper countersign. The current sign is, do you have a Geiger counter? And the counter is, mine is in the shop. Please tell me Deacon taught you that at least.
You can trust me with this. I'll get it done.
You sound rather convincing, actually. Stockton is a prominent businessman at Bunker Hill. The dead drop will be near there. Use the escape tunnel in the back to get there quicker.
Better put the old charm on with these people. I'm new here. They're a little bit suspicious. I'll let them have their drugs for now. Take your antifreeze.
Might
long
want
as
to
you're
focus on the
carrying it.
valuable salvage. You'll break your back carrying worthless scrap.
Deacon is a potential companion too, it appears.
I'm very busy. Unless you need
Busy.
my medical expertise.
All processes are busy.
Ooh.
Pam,
Processing. Agent. Charmer. Your arrival was not calculated.
Well, I'm here.
Preliminary adjustments to statistical models complete. Commencing introduction. I was, am, and will most likely be Pam. Predictive Analytic Machine.
Well, nice to meet you, Pam.
Introductory token recognized. Nice to meet you too, unknown entity. I provide first-order approximations of the behaviors of all residents of the region, designated Commonwealth. Rephrasing. I predict the future.
What? That's amazing.
Caution. Biological life forms behave erratically, unpredictably. All output subject to an extremely high margin of error.
Just how inaccurate are you?
The smaller the group, and the greater the time frame, the less accurate I become. But all predictions are affected by the human element. Operation complete. You are a rogue variable. No current or previous models predict your presence or existence. Query. What is your point of origin?
Why do you want to know?
If I cannot explain your existence, future predictive models may have an even greater degree of inaccuracy. I repeat, what is your point of origin?
I'll answer truthfully.
I'm from Vault 111, if that's what you mean.
Accessing. Vault 111. Cryo Vault. Believed destroyed. Conversation terminated. Pending construction of new probability matrix. Rephrasing. Goodbye.
Welcome to the family. We're a colorful and arguably insane bunch. But you're stuck with us now. Speaking of which, if you don't mind a sidekick, let's keep a good thing going and travel together some more.
Don't they need you here?
My job's mainly intel, so the more places I go, the better I'm doing it. And you are just one big, beautiful distraction. Plenty of opportunities to learn secrets moving around in your shadow.
Can we trade a few things?
You doing a withdrawal or deposit?
Commencing recurrence analysis.
I don't think I want Deacon with me for the moment. He gives me sort of similar vibes as Piper. A bit different type, but still something that...
I'm getting tired of waiting.
Too bad.
Pam.
Solving for theta n when I approaches probability bounds.
What's up?
Analyzing.
Just use the damn computer. Access restricted to entity designated Railroad Alpha in token. Right. See if there's anything worth of interest here, really. Not at the moment. It's a pretty nice looking base.
Tinker Tom's cooking up something. I hope it goes better than last time.
Nice.
Do plus 5% damage with the cryolator. Gorilla ate my patrol car. Of course it did.
You got what it takes to go far with us. I can tell.
Glad you signed on. Means I might get to take the occasional night off.
Glory.
Hey, you. So the switchboard was crawling with bad guys. Mines and shit too. Any of that true? Or was Deacon bullshitting me again?
Pretty much.
That's hardcore. How'd you take down the old HQ? Please tell me you didn't go along with Deacon's in and out like a ghost crap.
There's a lot to be said for ambushing enemies from the shadows.
Oh no, another one? Well, welcome to the party. After what happened to Tommy Whispers, we need another tough son of a bitch that can get shit done.
Who's Tommy Whispers?
Tommy was the second heavy at HQ. He went KIA after the Institute assholes took out the switchboard. With him gone, I've been running missions non-stop. So I'm damn happy you're here. They call me Glory, the Angel of Death, the ass-kicking poster child of a liberated synth.
You really are a synth, right? You weren't pulling my leg before.
That's what the maid in the Institute stamp on my ass says.
I have a lot of questions about synths, about the Institute. Would you be willing to answer a few?
If I have to. I know a whole lot less than you think. Mainly, I did surface detail, combing over ruins and shit for salvage. The few times I was in the Institute proper, all I was to them was their thinking, feeling hammer.
That sounds demeaning.
You could say that. I helped those assholes make more synths. Synth development is what they called it.
How do they make synths?
Damned if I know. The machines are massive, complicated. Not like anything I've seen out here. No matter what Dez and others say, synths ain't human. We're assembled bone by bone, muscle by muscle. I've seen it. I'm gonna hit the range. I need to shoot something. Now.
It's good to get more opinions, especially from synths themselves.
I suppose you're here for...
Because a big problem with outsiders
We got a lot of synths in play right now. Makes
is
things
that
really dangerous.
they have their own romantic visions or ideas about things. And quite often they can be totally separate from the people who are actually experiencing them.
Sometimes the direct approach isn't the best to take.
I suppose a common example in today's society would be people getting offended for others. Or taking causes that the people who are actually they're taking the causes for might object to how they behave.
When running synths out of the wealth, wastelanders can be a bigger problem than even the Institute.
So I'd like to very much
There's
talk
more
to
going
actual
on than you know.
synths as much as
Trust
possible.
The census sweep says you're clean. Hooray! We're bug free.
I went through a sensor sweep?
Every test Des will let me run. Full EMF scan, biological sniffers, and other state-of-the-art security. So the sweep says the Institute isn't watching you, or us. But the tests lie, man. Okay, have you eaten anything out there? Because if you have, they got you.
Yeah, I've eaten food.
Oh, I knew it. The Institute has these tiny microscopic robots in the food, man. And they report back.
Tom, that's rubbish.
You just don't get it, Carrington. The Institute is in your blood.
They're in my blood.
Absolutely not. Tom, we ran your tests extensively. We found red blood cells, white blood cells, platelets. Everything you'd expect.
And that doesn't get you the least bit suspicious. The results were too perfect, too expected, and that's how they fool you.
I try and keep an open mind.
All right, there we go. Thank you. Okay. If you really want to be safe, let me give you a little shot. Desdemona says no one has to, but it will kill those little robots.
There's battery acid in that serum of yours.
You can't nuke an omelet without irradiating some eggs. You ready to shoot up?
What's in the shot?
We got algae, some yummy bacteria culture, and just a little bit of battery acid. But we gotta burn those babies out of you. It's a hard reboot of your system, man.
I'm unsure.
I don't know.
Fine. Let them hear and see everything. Okay. I hope you like your whole life being downloaded to the
I
Institute's
think he's pulling
mainframe.
my leg.
Actually, I dose myself with radiation to kill the blood robots.
I read you, man. Smart. I'd rather have some hair loss than let the Institute win. Hey, you get it, man. I make things around here. You go and do. You do whatever. And come back and I will set you up.
He's not shitting, he actually believes all this. For all I know, he could be right.
What do you make?
All the custom toys you field agents use, my boys and I make. We're thinking outside the box, man. Gotta get real creative, real wacky to stay ahead of those Institute eggheads. Don't even get me started on all their secret projects. Now, I got all these ideas in my head. So building time.
Doesn't bother with
The
me.
boys have been working on some new toys. You wanna take a look?
I'll take a look.
Made a new batch of whatnots for you.
Circuitry led screw springs. Help boys. Nothing particularly interesting. Chinese officer's sword. Ghost rifle. Damage 176. No upgrades. Yeah, we might buy this. It's surprisingly cheap. That's odd. All the base weapons are incredibly cheap in this game. Tinker Tom Special. You're not yet in combat, increases batch accuracy, but costs more action points. Okay. I don't think I have extra weaponry, but I'll sell pulse mines. Something else. Fragmentation mines too. I have what? 30 plus something. Cryogenic mines. Sure, why not?
Bet you never met a synth before Glory.
Hold mouse to charge Ghost Rifle. Fully charged shots do maximum damage. So it's a very different type of weapon. I think it's basically semi-automatic, so it gets damage bonus. It's a fairly high weight. Oh yeah, baby. 7 shots. Have 88 ammunition. Very good.
Use the back entrance. Too much traffic through the church and we'll burn this hideout.
Everyone's all, you've been hitting the chems way too hard. But I got my eyes open. I see.
Active hypotheses. Nanoblood, atmosphere Baxter, aliens are real. Our own Bessie, Deacon, time travel conjecture, mutating water theory. Right. If I really were a time traveler, would I let a timeline exist where you know I know? Right. Disproved theories. For now at least. Center of Earth black hole, 90% synth infiltration, Nuka-Cola strawberry, Monty's theory. Field test. Spikes delivering enough kinetic energy to be well into the lethal range, but cooling units keep failing. Melted 3 times. Defeated Terry for first degree burns. Got the reload time down with liquid nitrogen. Delayed for Terry's hypothermia treatment. Upper velocity? Can't find the spike. Getting close. I can feel it. Testing. Yep. Computer.
Based off what Deacon said, I expect great things from you.
Huh. Signs. What the fuck do these mean? Dead drop. Drop. Safe house. It's a house. Pointer is an arrow. Ally. Plus. Cash. Box. Danger. X. Agent. Glory and Deacon. Safe houses. Augusta. Dayton. Griswold. Randolph. Stanwix. Ticonderoga.
Sorry, Tinker Tom's got me doing something.
There was a
What is
weapons
it?
bench here.
I hope to God
I
the
don't have the
Institute doesn't
resources
find us
anyway, so
here.
it's matter.
Well, he's not
Just need to get the hell out of here.
We'll make something out of the Commonwealth yet.
I need to try to upgrade the railgun. Ghost rifle, whatever. It's already by far the most damaging weapon I have. More than probably, well, more than double damage, not quite triple. Good chance to test assault rifle. Very likely some kind of a Mirelurk or something here. Where exactly are we?
I'm in.
Sure sleuth that one out quick.
Workbench without the actual ingredients doesn't mean shit. I suppose you can always get a little bit from here, so if you want some real basic stuff. That's always viable, but everything else... North End. Come on, load it. Full weapons upgrade, then go on a mission. Where are we? Not marked on any map. Well, I suppose that makes sense. If it was a placeholder, basically manned by someone, it would be sort of worthless. Right. Ooh, we have a person living in our city. Enemies nearby, can't fast travel. I would assume they're in the water. I'm stuck. Fuck. Where are the enemies? Okay. Ooh. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with this ghost rifle. Am I going to do anything? Depends on what we can do to upgrade. Kidnapping at Greentop Nursery. We have to do this first. No, it was completed. What the fuck happened?
Another day of hard work. Never changes.
Yeah, we've completed that, I know, but why did it basically complete itself? Oh, we've leveled up 2 times. Right. Fine. Level 33, it doesn't really give us anything. We could take Mr. Sandman, but... Okay, take the Rifleman. I'm not sure where to put the next point, so I'm going to just let it go for now.
Handy, aren't ya?
You can suppress this. Holy shit, it's a silencer the size of the gun. Suppress sound from firing. Exceptional first shot recoil. Improved recoil control for range. Level 4 gun, not level 2 signs. I mean, that is genuinely ridiculous. But now... But god damn it. That's a quite a, yeah, that's probably one of our better ways to kill something. Yeah, these require gun, not 4. All of them. Different levels of science on top of that. Have capacitors. Full capacitors. Superior ammo capacity, better damage. To do this, it gives us about 50 points of extra damage. Another 50 for gun nut 4. Jesus fucking Christ. Recoil compensation. Gun nut 4. Barrel. Shield. Another 50 points of damage. So yeah, we can almost double the damage by adding different mods. I'm thinking of just leaving the Ghost Rifle for now. It is a good weapon, very much so. In some ways, the best we have. We'll be coming back for it, no doubt about that. What do we need for the gun nut? That's really the sticking point. 6 more levels. How to keep developing the character? Demolition Expert is 1 level away, but we can raise it on the next level. Silence weapons do more damage. This would include the Silenced Ghost Rifle too. We could also go for the Ninja to increase sneak attack damage, but that would require 3 extra points in perception. I'm not too keen on that. I would love to take it, but I don't care that much. Robotics experts. Hacker robot, gain a chance to power it on and off. Considering the institute thing, I sort of want this. Might open up options we don't have otherwise. Another would be the intimidation. Time to show everyone who's boss. With your gun, aim at any human opponent below your level and gain a chance to pacify them. But what's the point? When you successfully pacify someone, you can incite them to attack. When you successfully pacify someone, you can give them specific commands, level 50. But what's the point? I do need to take more armor too, so that might be an option. When we don't know what to take, just take armor. We need to at a higher level. But the thing is, we live or die through our damage. And no amount of armor is going to keep us safe. Still. Retrieve dead drop. Did not expect to get a ghost rifle at this point. Not complaining about it. But it really needs the gun nut 4 to bring the best out of it. That's sort of the problem with all our weapons though. It's gun nut 4 or go home. I'm probably taking armor. I mean, I am going to take it to 4. However, I'm sort of thinking the intimidation might be nice. So would robotics. Robotics might have huge implications and concerning plot, or it might have nothing. And if it has nothing, it's basically a wasted beat, because as long as I have companions, and I'm going to have companions throughout the game, I can't go into I can't sneak up on a robot, basically. It just isn't gonna happen. The extra options, on the other hand, are a different matter. I just don't know if it is worth it. And intelligence has never been required in any of the conversation options or things like that. So, on the other hand, I have had pretty much the same intelligence throughout the game, so I wouldn't notice if there's a difference. That sort of makes me wonder anyway. Because what's the point of attribute increasing drugs? Really? Because they affected skill. That was their. That's why you wanted attribute enhancing drugs. Because they affect the skills, and skills affect everything you do. Here, you no longer have
No accounting for taste.
So what do we do now? What's the point of +5 intelligence? I can't pick beats based on that. What's the bonus of having the higher intelligence? Well, clearly I don't actually. It was Stockton's something.
Update. Observed unusual activity has ceased. Window is open for a heavy to make contact, but they should act now. The package is still in my possession. It cannot remain here safely for much longer. Out.
I'm gonna go through the shortest route. This is the crash, heavy crash territory in the game. I don't think it affects the outside areas, but I don't particularly want to test that theory. The faster I can get the hell out of here, the better. Yeah. Where we have to go? Are you hostile or what?
Bunker Hill. What it lacks in Bunker Hill. What it lacks in personality, it makes up for in greed. No wonder it's such a success. A lot of people out here could use a hand.
Hi, I'm Meg. You new to the hill? For 10 caps, I can give you the tour. Nobody knows a place like me.
Any chance I can get it for free?
Fine. The market's in the back, bar's in the corner, and the outhouse is over the wall. Bye.
Well, thanks bunch.
Almost ready to do another circuit. Only lost 2 men on the last one.
Only 2.
Caravans ain't exactly the get-to-know-you type. Less heartache that way.
Excuse me.
Load a little heavy there? I'll buy anything you don't need, and sell everything you do.
This your store?
Yeah, you got it. Caravans come through here. I buy whatever they don't want, fix it up, and sell the good stuff to the next caravan. But hey, no reason I can't sell to a drifter like you. Caps are caps.
What's your opinion of Bunker Hill?
Well, it's nice enough. Grew up with the caravans, so I feel right at home here. Don't like how we have to pay Raiders protection money, but that's the cost of doing business in the middle of everywhere. Speaking of which, I got a lot of useful supplies here that need a home. Look at them, so lonely.
You give Raiders protection money?
Yep. Surprised Mayor Kessler managed to pull that off, but she's convinced him that Bunker Hill is worth more alive than dead. I hate that we don't stand up to him, but what can we do? We're caravan folk, not an army.
Anything new in the store?
Same old, same old. Take a look for yourself.
You have any paying work?
Yeah, I have something. It ain't easy, though. Caravanners just love swapping tall tales. But I've heard one story enough times, there's gotta be some truth to it. Apparently, the Northern Road goes straight through an old military training yard that's just crawling with a horde of feral ghouls. And that's cutting into my bottom line. So you take care of that, and maybe I can throw a few caps your way.
I'm not doing the job for chump change.
I'm tired of mercs blowing this off. Are ferals really that scary? Fine. Call it 175 caps.
I'm okay with this. Yeah, I've already done this job, by the way.
How many ghouls are we talking about?
Who knows? The number keeps growing the more drinks the caravan hands down at the way station. No matter how many of them there are, they're scaring away caravans and customers alike.
I already cleared the National Guard training yard.
Well, I'll be. Take this then. You might want to talk with Kessler, by the by. She's looking for someone like you.
You're not with my caravan, so don't bother me.
Hey there.
I fixed up most
guess
of what's
this
here
place
myself,
seems
so it's all
secure.
guaranteed. Unless you need to return it.
Yeah.
Sure. Let's take a look.
Okay,
Everything
what
is sold
do
as
you
is.
sell? Shitty weapons. Wastelander's friend. 50% more limb damage. Okay, that could be very useful. Black Ops chest piece. Strength and endurance. Increases movement speed. Reduce damage while blocking or sprinting by. Plasma shotgun 308. Do I have anything to sell anyway? I don't think so.
You there. We need to have a conversation.
You've got my attention.
I'm always looking for people who know how to handle themselves in dangerous situations. From what I hear, you may fit the bill.
I don't mind danger, so long as I get paid well enough.
You will be well paid. I can promise you that. By the way, I'm Edward Deegan. You'll mostly be working for me, but you'll need to talk to my boss first. His name is Jack Cabot. He likes to personally interview everyone I hire. He's careful like that. Come down to Cabot House in Beacon Hill and ask to talk to Jack. I'll let him know you're coming.
Job opportunities.
Hey, no offense, but you ain't caravan folk. Beat it.
Welcome, my friend. Might I ask, do you have a Geiger counter?
Mine is in the shop.
You? I was expecting someone a bit more armed. You're with our mutual friends, yes?
Let's say I am.
Of course. You've just joined, haven't you? All you need to know is this is the first stop for all our new packages. So maintaining proper security here and preventing any unnecessary delays is crucial.
A trader always has to move his merchandise efficiently.
Wouldn't want any hiccups in the supply chain.
Exactly. My current package has been in my possession far too long. I'm supposed to deliver the package to someplace nearby, but raiders have complicated matters. So, if you could...
Yeah, we'll play the game to the end.
Facilitate delivery. I can do that.
We're supposed to make the delivery at night, so once you clear out the undesirables, we'll meet after the sun sets.
Secure rendezvous points. Shit over the wall. Excellent. I can do that.
I'm half tempted to join the railroad with all
Hey,
this shit.
you! Talk some sense into my numbskull son. Getting involved with the railroad is just trouble.
What's the railroad?
The freedom fighters, willing to risk their lives for synths. And that means they fight the Institute. Only ones that do.
What? You think that's noble or some bullshit? That just makes them idiots. No son of mine is going to throw his life away with those lunatics.
It's always good to help people.
I have no problem helping people. Since though?
All I do here is help crusty old caravan hands, no offense, go blind off rot gut. At least the railroad's fighting the Institute. And why not save synths?
Might as well go off and join the Deathclaw Preservation Society.
What did the Institute do to you?
Ah, Gary. He is, well, was one of Crickett's hired guns. He hits the road and comes back to find his wife missing.
Yeah, so the Institute kidnaps people. I'm not saying I like it, but the world's a dangerous place. It's not your job to save it. And dealing with the railroad, the Institute. Might as well put a bullet in your own damned skull. It'll just save you time.
I don't want to get involved too much.
I wouldn't mind getting some service here.
Wear my manners. If you want a drink, talk to me. Need a bed? Well, hit up Numbskull over there.
I mean,
Any place to stay? Grab it before someone else does.
This some kind of motel?
I prefer the term flop house, but don't tell my pa that. Gets him mad. When caravans pull into town, they need a place to sleep, so we rent out all the beds we can. So did you want one?
I don't want to defend the railroad, obviously. I mean, if I'm... it's not gonna take a genius to figure out who I am if I'm heavily defending the railroad and taking part in conversations about it all the time.
How many caravans come through here?
All of them. They kinda own the whole town, but money still has to change hands, so they know which caravan owes what. Bunker Hill is one big money makes the world go round kind of place. Raider problem? Pay him off. Supply problem? Buy more. Charge more. Hey, weren't we talking about you renting a room? You need one?
So Bunker Hill just buys its way out of problems?
It's all they know. Caravan folk are money folk. And all the people who settled here retired from the caravans. Now that doesn't mean a Bunker Hill boy doesn't know how to sling a gun. But why waste the bullets if you can buy your way out of trouble for less? Hey, did you want that room or not?
Not interested.
Might want to hit Pa for a drink before you go.
No thanks. do things.
Hi.
Bar's open. Just don't get so drunk you shoot up the place.
You own this place?
Technically, everything is owned by all the caravan companies that come through here. We pool the money together and split it up. But as far as serving drinks goes, this bar is all mine.
Which caravans come through here?
Pretty much all of them. All the ones I know about, anyway. Takes a certain kind of person to brave the Commonwealth trade routes. Don't know what started first, the Bunker Hill settlement or the caravans. But they're practically one and the same nowadays. Either way, folks need drinks, so I opened up this bar here. Lots of alcohol on tap for you.
What's your opinion of Bunker Hill?
Honestly, kind of amazed we've lasted this long. We're always one broken deal away from complete disaster. But something keeps this place in one piece. Maybe the old spirits are looking out for us, huh? Hey, let's get some liquor in you before you start asking about God knows what next.
Do you have any work?
Well, there is one thing.
Dad, you're not gonna send him on that same wild goose chase.
Hey, he brought it up, not me. As I was saying, before
I'm not a
Savaldi
he.
started slinging rotgut for thirsty caravan hands, we came from a line of Minutemen. My grandpa, Brent Savaldi, was the last. He died fighting raiders just outside Malden. If you could find any of his personal effects, well, it didn't mean the world to me.
Any idea where he might have fallen?
Somewhere northeast of Malden. That's where they found the bodies of the rest of his squad. The raiders tore them apart, mutilated the bodies. Once, the Minutemen held their own against the Institute. But in the end, even raiders were too much for him.
Don't want to ask money for this job.
It's okay. I'll find your grandpa.
Just be careful, all right? I don't want any more deaths on my conscience.
Prince Savaldi. There should be a leader to this town.
Haven't seen you before. If you need a doctor, let's get you examined.
You're the doctor.
So you're a doctor? Veterinarian, actually. And don't give me that look. Bones get set the same way whether you got 2 or 4 of them. So let's talk about you and what kind of help you need. You're a veterinarian. I'm an old caravan girl, okay? You learn to take care of the animals, or you don't have a caravan for very long. Then you get ambushed, a couple of friends and family start bleeding out on the floor, and you learn how to patch a few wounds. You learn triage, too. Satisfied? Now let's talk about what you need patched up. Hear anything, Doctor? Nothing that would interest you. Now let's talk about you and your health.
Well, the doctors seem to basically be very standard conversations, nothing specific to each doctor.
Not interested. Alright, excuse me.
You're not with my caravan, so don't bother.
They have the introduction, I suppose. But that's it. You aren't allied with this settlement, okay? A proper city that we could ally with probably provide defenses. I mean, this doesn't seem to have anything. Who the hell is the leader of this place?
So Deb's been talking you up. Says you get results. I got a sensitive job that needs someone with skills, and more rolling around in their head than marbles. That sound like you?
I'm all that, plus discreet.
Fantastic. Our town works because everyone knows we got the raider angle covered. The gangs get paid off and leave our caravans alone. But Zeller's army is getting greedy, asking for more caps. And after we pay them, the bastards still hit our people. But I found out the army's holed up in an old prep school. The job's simple. Deal with them.
Know anything else about Zeller's army?
It took a lot of favors just to get the name of their crash pad. The East Boston Prep School. Judge Zeller runs a strange outfit. Came out of nowhere and now they're players. I don't know what you'll find there.
A lot's riding on this job. The pay better reflect that.
I ain't gonna haggle on the price. I got a reputation to protect. But I'll throw in some extra supplies if you sign on. Best I can do.
Good enough.
Consider Zeller's army dealt with.
These guys are dangerous, so be careful.
I
If there are
believe that.
survivors, rescue them. If any lost caravan hands make their way back into circulation, that'll do wonders for trade. But above all, you're just a freelancer working for yourself. Never even heard of us on the hill, right?
So we got some extra supplies thanks to asking. Source, secure the rendezvous point. Right.